Okay, we are going to do um, your study guide together. Okay, you need a calculator. So if you don't have a calculator on your phone or at home, make sure you go to Desmos, okay, and you use this calculator. You will use a calculator on your test too. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is go over all of these important words. All right, so in this box, write the letter of the definition. Okay, escriban la letra de la definición. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, push pause in this video and see how many you know right now, and then we'll check our answers. Haz clic sobre pause para parar el video y vamos a ver cuántas palabras ya sabes. Okay, so matter is anything that has mass and takes up space, or letter C. Okay. Energy is D, the ability to do work. Mass is the amount of matter in an object, or letter E. Volume is the amount of space in a given object, or how much space an object takes up. Density, we use the formula mass divided by volume, and density is how tightly packed matter is in a substance. So letter G is density. For water displacement, that is, we use water displacement to measure the volume of an irregular solid by taking the final volume minus the initial volume, A. And we'll practice that in the video. And the three states of matter are solids, liquids, and gases, F. Okay, so all of these words are words you might see on your test. Okay, now let's see if you know these instruments. A ver si sabes estos instrumentos. Use the word bank below to fill in the blank under each tool and what it measures. There are two words for each instrument, okay? So push pause on this video and fill in the boxes with the correct words. Haz un clic sobre pause para parar el video y metan dos palabras para cada instrumento. Let's see if you know this. A ver si lo sabes. Okay, let's talk about this instrument first. This is called a triple beam balance, okay? And you can make this longer so it fits. So this instrument is called a triple beam balance, so this word. And we use this to measure mass, okay? And remember, mass is in grams, or the letter small g. So you can add this too because you're also going to see this on your test. This instrument is called a graduated cylinder, okay? A graduated cylinder. We use this graduated cylinder to measure the volume of a liquid, okay? Usamos esto para medir el volumen de un líquido. And if you want, you can add this too. The units are going to be milliliters, okay? And we can do ml or ml with a big L, okay? We're going to see ml a lot in this study guide. So ml is for volume of a liquid. And then, of course, this instrument is called a ruler, una regla. And we use this to measure the volume of a solid, okay? El volumen de un sólido. And the unit for this is centimeter cubed. Okay, we say centimeter cubed. Okay. And it's cm3. And this 3 is an exponent. If you want, I can show you how to make this an exponent. It's very easy. Highlight the 3. Escoja or pinte la 3. Go to Format, Formato, Text, and click on Superscript, okay, to make it an exponent. And there it is, like this, okay? So if you want to find like the volume of a cube, we use a ruler and we do length times width times height. And we're going to practice this in the study guide. All right, let's now practice reading a triple beam balance. Add up all 3 beams to find the mass of the object, okay? So let's do 2 of these together, okay? Very easy. You need to look at the 3 numbers on your triple beam balance, okay? And we have this one right here. So this right here is 0 grams. This number right here is 200 grams. And then this number right here is 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 grams, okay? To find the mass, I add these numbers together. Very easy, okay? Remember, you can use a calculator, okay? Don't get a question wrong because you did some mental math incorrectly. So if you need to use a calculator, please use a calculator, okay? So you add these together and you get 201.5 grams. Remember, don't leave your number naked. You need to write the grams here, okay? So that over here you can type 201.5 grams. Si no escribes la G, está incorrecto. All right, let's do one more together. Here we have these 3 numbers, okay? Let's do that one right there, right? So we have 90 grams. We have 100 grams. And we have this is 1.2, okay? So this is the number 1, this is the number 2, so it's between 1 and 2. So this is 1.2, 1.2 grams. Again, you add those numbers up, use a calculator if you need to, and your answer is 191.2 grams, okay? Write this answer here, okay? Escriben esta respuesta aquí. Okay, now you guys can do these 2 by yourself, okay? I'm not going to do these for you, but do the same thing. Just add these 3 numbers together, okay? Yo no voy a hacer estos, pero ustedes sí, okay? Solo hay que sumar estos 3 números y escriben la respuesta aquí. Don't forget the G. No se olviden la G en gramos, okay? So push pause and find the mass of these 2 triple beam balance, okay? Haz un clic sobre pause y calculen la masa de esos 2 balances. Okay. So now we're going to do volume, okay? We're going to do the volume of a rectangular prism, okay? And remember, we need to multiply here. Length times width times height. So if I want to show you what that means, okay, so to find the volume, we multiply the length times the width and the height. Tenemos que multiplicar cuánto largo es, cuánto ancho es y cuánto alto es para calcular el volumen de una figura como una caja, okay? So let's do this one together. So it doesn't matter the order, no importa el orden, okay? So you're going to do 7 times 6 times 12, okay? Again, use your calculator. 7 times 6 times 12, okay? You type it here. Oops, why isn't this working? Okay, anyway, 7 times 6 times 12 is 504, okay? So you're going to write 504 centimeters cubed. So this is the unit for volume of a solid. Volumen de un sólido. La unidad es centímetros cúbidos, okay? Let me show you how to do this. So if you type in here, you do 7 times 6 times 12. What was it? 504. So type in 504 centimeters cubed. If you don't know how to do it, you can leave it like this, but it's very easy. Highlight this 3, escojan este 3, go to Format, again, Text, and Superscript. You want to click on Superscript. See, it looks like an exponent. Se ve como un exponente. Boom. There we go. This is the perfect answer, right? 504 cubic centimeters, okay? Yes, okay. So here we do the same thing. 2 times 3 times 5, okay? If you want, you can add the cm. You don't have to. Just want to show you, okay? So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. So 30, and I'm just going to copy and paste from here because I'm being lazy. 30 centimeters cubed, or cubic centimeters, is the answer, okay? And again, this is volume, okay? This is a volume of a solid, okay? And we do volume equals length times width times height, okay? This is the height. Is that the height? I don't think that's the height. I never know which one's which. I think this would be the length, this would be the width, this would be the height. All you got to do is multiply, okay? So this is the formula. All right, now do these two by yourselves, okay? Push pause and do these two by yourselves. I'm not going to do them, but you do the same thing, okay? Haz clic sobre pause en el video y hagan estos dos solitos. No los voy a hacer. Haz la misma cosa que hicimos aquí, okay? No manches. Es fácil. Okay, now we're going to do more with volume. This is volume of a solid. This is volume of a liquid. Ahora vamos a hacer volumen de un líquido. All right, so let's read the graduated cylinder. Use this line to help you, okay? Remember, we always look at the bottom part of the line, of the curve, okay? Siempre miramos en la parte más abajo en la curva, no aquí encima, not here at the top, okay? So, everything has this curve over here, okay? You want to make sure you are looking at the bottom of the curve, okay? So right here. Yeah, right here. And we call this the meniscus. This is called the meniscus, okay? So if this is 40 and this is 50, that means this is 41, 42, 43, 44, and this one would be about 45. Okay, we could just say 45. Okay, 45, but don't just leave it like this. Okay, 45 what? 45 frijoles, 45 baleadas, 45 pupusas. Okay, I'm obviously hungry. But remember, if we're doing a liquid, we use milliliters. Okay, si estamos haciendo volumen de un líquido, usamos mililitros. If we do volume of a solid, we use this, cubic centimeters. Si hacemos volumen de un sólido, usamos este para la unidad. All right, now let's do this yellow liquid. Again, don't look at the top of the curve. No miren la parte arriba de la curva. Look at the bottom part of the curve. Estudien la parte más abajo de la curva. Okay? So, oh my God, this is 8, 9, 10. Okay, yes. So this is 8. This is 10. So you have to think for a moment. This would be 8.2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So this is going by 0.2s. This one's a little harder. So this would be 8.2, 8.4, 8.6, 8.8, and this one would be 9. 9.2, 9.2, 9.4, 9.6, 9.8, 10. Okay, so this is 10, 10.2, 10.4, 10.6. So this one would be 10.8. Okay, this one's a little harder because it's going up by 0.2. All right. So this one's going to be 10.8 milliliters. All right. Try these two. Intenten estos dos. These are easier. Estos son más fáciles. Okay. This one's going by 0.1. Esto va por punto uno. So 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. Okay. And this one is also going by 0.1. Esto también va por punto uno. So 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Okay, este es 2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. So push pause on the video and tell me the volume of these two. Okay. Hagan pausa en el video y traten de adivinar el volumen de estos líquidos. Okay, so let's look at this one. The bottom of the curve would be right here. Okay, this is 5. So it'll be 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 5.5. This is 5.6, 5.7, 5.8. 5.8 millilitros. 5.8 milliliters. All right, and now let's try this one. This is also going by 0.1. So this is 2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, and this is right in the middle with 2.5 milliliters. All right. So this is volume. All right. Now let's practice the water displacement method. Okay, you need to know what this is called, the water displacement method. How do you find the volume of this rod? Okay, this is a rod. And how can you find the volume of this ring? Okay, ¿cómo puedes calcular el volumen de estos objetos con una figura irregular? They both have an irregular shape. Okay, so we use the water displacement method to help us find the volume. Okay, so first we need to do the volume over here and the volume over here. Okay, so The volume without the liquid, without the rod, is right here. Okay, this is 19 milliliters. And then when we put the rod inside, the water went up to 29 milliliters. Okay? To find the volume of this rod, you need to subtract these numbers. Always subtract the big one minus the small one. Okay? Siempre resten el número más grande menos el número pequeño. Or the final volume versus minus the initial volume, okay? El volumen final menos el volumen inicial. So final minus initial volume, okay? So you would do 29 minus 19, and your answer would be 10 milliliters, okay? All right, pause the video and calculate the volume of the ring. Hagan clic sobre pause para parar el video y calculen el volumen del anillo, okay? Okay, let's see if you got it right. A ver si lo sacaste correcto. So this initial volume without the ring, sin el anillo, is 60, 61, 62, 63, 64 milliliters, okay? And then we put the ring inside, it went up, okay? It got displaced. This is 65, 66, 67, 68 milliliters, okay? Remember, you always do the final number or the big number minus the initial volume or the small number. So you're going to do 68 minus 64, and your answer is going to be 4 milliliters, okay? 4 milliliters. So this is the volume of the ring, okay? And again, this is called water displacement. Water displacement, el método de desplazamiento de agua. Okay, we did mass, we did volume, we did water displacement. Now let's put it all together and do density, okay? Find the density of the given object by dividing mass divided by volume, okay? Calculen la densidad haciendo masa dividido por volumen, okay? If it's a solid, we use this unit, okay? Si es un sólido, usamos esto. If it's a liquid, we use this. Si es un líquido, usamos esto. Okay, let's do these two together. An unknown substance has a mass of 10.5 grams and a volume of 5 milliliters. What is the density? Okay, so remember, density equals mass divided by volume. Okay, remember, mass is always in grams, and then volume can either be in centimeters cubed if it's a solid, or milliliters if it's a liquid, okay? So in this problem, we have 10.5 grams, so let's write that here, 10.5 grams divided by the volume of 5 milliliters. You divide mass divided by volume, 10.5 divided by 5. Let's do that in my calculator. 10.5 divided by 5, and we get 2.1. So the answer here is 2.1 grams per, and if you just look at your volume, you're using milliliters, so here you would use milliliters too, okay? You read this as 2.1 grams per milliliters, okay? That dash means per. So write this answer on your document. Okay, now let's do this one together. A wooden cube has a mass of 15 grams and a volume of 3 centimeters. What is the density? Okay, again, we're going to do mass divided by volume. Masa dividido por volumen. Mass is always in grams and volume is in milliliters, or look over here. This time it's a solid, so they use centimeters cubed. Esta vez ellos tienen un sólido y entonces el volumen para la unidad es centímetros cúbicos. Okay, here we use the liquid. Okay, so we use milliliters. All right. So very easy. You do 15 grams divided by 3 centimeters. Okay. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And your unit is grams per, and this time we use centimeters because it's a solid, right? Centimeters cubed. It's very ugly. Let me erase that. Yeah. Okay, better. All right. Push pause on the video and try number 3 by yourselves. Let's see if you understand. Haz clic sobre pause para parar el video y haz número 3 para ver si lo habían entendido. Okay. So for this one, you should have done 20 grams divided by 20 milliliters. And your answer is 1 gram per milliliter. Okay? 1 gram per milliliter. The density of water is always 1. Okay? La densidad de agua siempre es 1. Okay? If you want, you can write 1.0. If you want. On the test, you'll probably see 1.0. Okay. Now let's practice density columns, okay? Columnas de densidad. Okay, you need to calculate the density of each substance. Tienen que calcular la densidad de cada sustancia. Water, agua, lamp oil, aceite de lámpara, maple syrup, jarabe de panqueques, rubbing alcohol, okay, el alcohol que usas para heridas, and milk, leche. Okay, I'll do one with you. Voy a hacer uno con ustedes. Okay, so it tells you mass is 6.8 grams, volume is 6.8 grams. So remember, density is mass divided by volume. So you're always going to do grams divided by milliliters. So here you're going to do 6.8 divided by 6.8, and your density is 1.0. Okay? Easy, right? That's the density of water. Lamp oil, okay, it tells you your mass is 3.2 and your volume is 4. Okay? Divide those two numbers together and you should get 0.8. All right. Push pause on the video and do the rest by yourself. Haz pause sobre el video y hagan los demás solitos. Calculate the density of each of these liquids. Calculan la densidad de cada líquido aquí. Okay, here are the answers. Aquí están las respuestas. Now we need to label this cylinder. We need to label this column. We need to say, where does water go? ¿En qué nivel va la leche? ¿En qué nivel va el jarabe de panqueques? What level does each of these liquids go? Okay, remember, things on the bottom are the most dense, okay, because they sink to the bottom, and things that float on the top are the less dense substances, okay? Los que están abajo son los más densos, los que flotan arriba son los menos densos, okay? So, which one of these has the highest density? ¿Cuál de estos tiene la densidad más alta? It's right here. Maple syrup, right? So over here, I'm going to write maple syrup, okay? The name of the substance is right here. Maple syrup has a density of 1.37 grams per milliliter. Okay, push pause on the video and tell me what goes here, what goes here, what goes here, and what goes here, okay? And here are your options: rubbing alcohol, milk, lamp oil, and water. Okay. Haz clic sobre pausa en el video para decirme cuál sustancia va en cada nivel de la columna de densidad. Okay. So after maple syrup, the next dense substance would be milk. Okay. Its density is 1.03. And then what would float on top of milk? It will be water, okay? Because it has a density of 1, okay? So let me write these here so you guys can see the numbers. You don't have to write the numbers, but maybe it'll help you understand. So milk is 1.03 grams per milliliter, and then maple syrup is 1.37 grams per milliliter. Okay. So your numbers are going to get smaller when you go to the top, okay? And then what's going to float on top of water? So these are very close, 0.8 and 0.79. Which number is bigger? The lamp oil. So you're going to write lamp oil here because it's 0.8 grams per milliliter. Okay. And the least dense is rubbing alcohol, okay? La sustancia menos densa es alcohol. So 0.79 grams per milliliter, okay? So remember, the most dense substances sink to the bottom. The least dense substances float on the top, okay? Las sustancias más densas se hunden hacia el fondo y las sustancias menos densas flotan hacia arriba. Okay, now let's do a multi-step density problem, okay? So use this picture to solve these answers, okay? What is the mass? What is the volume? And then what is the density? And do mass divided by volume, okay? So push pause on this video and tell me what is the mass, volume, and density of this rock, okay? Hagan clic sobre pause para decirme la masa, volumen, y densidad de esa piedra. Okay, so mass, remember, mass is grams. And we use a balance or a scale to measure mass. The mass is 482.63 grams. So let me erase this. Oh, oops, nope, wrong one. So 482.63 grams. Okay, volume is in milliliters in this case. So here, remember, they use the water displacement method. First, they start with 600 milliliters. They put the rock in. The water went up to 800 milliliters. So to find the volume, you're not going to write 800 milliliters. No, no, no. That's wrong. You need to subtract. You do the water displacement method. You need to do 800 milliliters minus 600 milliliters, okay? And that gives you 200 milliliters. So the volume is 200 milliliters. All right. Density, remember, density is mass divided by volume, okay? So we're going to do this divided by this. So 482.63 grams divided by 200 milliliters. Okay, let me do that on my calculator really quickly. 482.63 divided by 200. And I got 2.41. And you can just leave it to 2 decimal places. And don't forget the units, grams per milliliter. All right. Hopefully this is getting easier, right? Ojalá que esto está siendo más fácil. Okay. All right. So now let's practice using density to identify something. Vamos a practicar usando densidad para identificar algo. Okay. Find the density of the given object by dividing mass divided by volume. So primero tienes que calcular la densidad. First you need to calculate the density. And then you're going to use this data table to tell me what is the identity of each metal, okay? Even though all of these metals look the same, we can use density to identify which one is each substance, okay? Aunque todos parecen lo mismo, se ven lo mismo, podemos usar densidad para identificar una sustancia, okay? So, let's do this one together. Mass is 150 grams. Volume is 862. To do density, we do mass divided by volume. 150 grams divided by 86.2 cubic centimeters. Okay. And when we do that, 150 divided by 86.2, we get 1.74, okay, grams per centimeters cubed. Let me write that here, 1.74. Okay, now we're going to use this data table to identify what is this rod made out of. Okay, vamos a usar la densidad para identificar de qué está hecho este metal. So the density is 1.74. Okay, the density is 1.74. Look over here, 1.74, that's magnesium, right? So this one is magnesium. This is magnesium metal. Okay, push pause on the video to do the last two problems. What are these two metals made out of? ¿De qué están hechos estos dos metales? I'm not going to do them for you. I want you guys to do it by yourself, okay? No voy a hacer esto para ustedes. Quiero que ustedes lo hacen solitos. Do the same thing we did here. Haz la misma cosa que hicimos aquí. All right, do these two now. Hagan estos ahora. Okay, last one. The density of this gold ring is 19.3, okay? So the density of this ring, 19.3 grams, grams per cubic centimeters. What is the density of this gold necklace? ¿Cuál es la densidad de este collar de oro? So both of these are made out of gold, okay? If the density of this gold ring is 19.3, what is the density of this gold necklace? La densidad de este collar es A. Is this density A lot more than 19.3? Mucho más que 19.3? A lot less than 19.3? Mucho menos que 19.3? Or C, the same, because they're the same material. C, lo mismo, porque están hechos de la misma material. What do you think? A, B, or C? ¿Qué piensas? A, B, o C? The correct answer is C. Okay? This is made of gold. Esto está hecho de oro. This is also made out of gold. Esto también está hecho de oro. So that means the density is going to be the same. It does not matter what the shape is. the density of gold never changes, okay? No importa la figura del oro, la densidad de oro nunca cambia, okay? If I have a pool of water, the density is 1.0 grams per milliliter, right? Si tengo una piscina de agua, la densidad de agua es 1.0, okay? If I have a glass of water, the density is the same, 1.0 grams per milliliter, because the density of water never changes. It's always 1. Si yo tengo un tazo de agua, la densidad va a ser 1 también, porque la densidad de agua nunca cambia, siempre es 1. All right, good luck on your test. Suerte sobre el examen.